Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 6, a danger to the public. That's what police call a suspected kidnapper who led them on a chase and then ran away when he crashed his car. Where that Wake County search stands now, more than 12 hours after it started.
And it's a cold start for us this morning, but cool temperatures and a lot of sunshine headed this way through today. Rain chances, though, potentially on the horizon. We will talk about when they get here coming up.
And that post-holiday travel rush is on. We'll check road conditions and delays at RDU as travelers take off. 6 o'clock on your Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Grace Haba in for Renee.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmaka, because we got it all wrapped up here. Hanukkah started last night, coincides with Christmas, and now into Kwanzaa today. Anthony Baglione over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. For those folks who are getting out here on this Boxing Day as well, let's throw it all out there.
There's just a lot going on for us. Yeah, but thankfully, guys, we got good weather for it. It's just chilly. We're starting off nice and quiet, though, for us this morning. Good morning to all of you. I hope you're enjoying all of those holiday festivities, celebrations, all the above. We get us outside, it's calm. There's our Durham camera. You can see flags not blowing around too much. It's just chilly. We're at 33 right now in Durham and Raleigh, 29 in Southern Pines, 31 in Rocky Mount, right at that freezing mark in Goldsboro. Our day itself should be a good mix of sun and clouds, I would say. There's some cloud cover back to our west that may kind of be with us, but we'll still see some good peaks of sunshine. 51 is where we're headed this afternoon. Any evening plans too? You want to go out for a holiday dinner? We're looking at temperatures in the 40s, I would say low to mid 40s, so make sure to bundle up. You will not need to bundle up, though, through the weekend. We have some much warmer weather on the way. We will talk about just how high our temperatures could get coming up here in a few.
And at 6:01, let's take a look at a live traffic camera at I-40 and NC 147 right here as we wait for some of this volume to build just a bit. That's the Durham Freeway there. So it being Boxing Day, a lot of folks taking gifts back to the mall. It could be one way that you get up to South Point Mall there. Now, as you take a look at this big map, all green all around our area. We did have a couple of crash icons up there within the last half hour or so, but they have disappeared. So everything cleaned up and cleared up and ready to roll for you this morning. Police in Wake County are looking for a man suspected of a kidnapping in New York. They tried arresting him, and then he led them on a chase. This was 12 hours ago, but then he ran after he crashed his vehicle, and he's still on the loose. Nick Perlin is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker from the Garner Police Department right now. And Nick, the big concern here, police say this is a dangerous guy.
And Jeff, the guy that they're looking for is 25-year-old Davion Whittle. And at this point in time, Garner police are telling us that this man should be considered dangerous to the public. Now, let's take a look at this video. This is from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And you can see here that when police tried to arrest this man, this Whittle was speeding away from police when he rolled this car he was driving over on Fayetteville Road near US 401. They were trying to arrest Whittle on kidnapping charges out of New York, but Whittle got away and police are still trying to find him this morning. Now, here's a description of Whittle from Garner Police. Whittle is a 6'1" black man with a heavy set, a beard and locks, and is wearing dark pants and a blue jacket. Now, police have still been looking for this man for around 13 hours, and we're at the Garner Police Department this morning still trying to find out where this search stands. Of course, we'll be sure to update you on anything else that we learn as the morning progresses. Live in Garner, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
I'm Eric Miller in the WRAL Live Center. We're continuing to follow this breaking situation out of Phoenix this morning. This developing overnight. 3 people shot, 1 person stabbed inside Terminal 4 at the Phoenix airport. These are photos and videos taken right after 9:45 last night. That's when police say this shooting happened. We're still working to learn more about the conditions of those shot and stabbed, but we do know police have 1 young woman under 18 years old in custody, and they say everybody here knew each other, and it's not clear exactly at this point what exactly led up to this shooting. At this point, operations at Terminal 4 have returned to normal. We'll continue following this situation, bring you more details as we get them.
Eric, thank you. New this morning, Rocky Mount police are investigating after a man was shot. It happened shortly before 6:30 last night on Maple Street. Police found a 37-year-old man who had been shot. He was taken to the hospital in Greenville, where he is expected to survive. Police say this does not appear to be a random attack and say there is no danger to the public.
This was some scene. Part of Capitol Boulevard is back open this morning after police shut it down to investigate this crash. Look at this, one car sitting on top of the other car. It happened around 7 o'clock last night near Trawick Road. Horrible crash there, right in front of the IHOP. The crash brought down some street lights in the area, and we're working to learn if either driver is facing charges out of this wreck.
And one person is dead after an accident on North Beston Road and Parkstown Road in Goldsboro. The crash there is still under investigation. We're working to learn more details about what exactly happened, and we will bring you the updates both on air and online.
Today, people will be traveling home from their holiday destinations. The airport is expected to be a busy place as we take a live look right here, RDU International. Things running pretty smoothly so far. Yesterday, there were 14 delays, 2 cancellations. It was a lot smoother than Christmas Eve when there were nearly 50 delays, many of those due to a nationwide American Airlines ground stop. Some travelers we spoke with said flying on Christmas was actually ideal for them.
So good. I don't have to cook Christmas dinner, so I think that's an advantage. And we open gifts early, so that's an advantage as well.
Well, that is making the best of it. Now that Christmas is over and the New Year is approaching, there are quite a few busy travel days ahead of us on the schedule. And keep an eye on WRAL.com to stay up to date on travel conditions at RDU.
And if you're driving home from a loved one's house or maybe going to visit family, you want to hit the roads early. AAA predicts the best time to drive today is before 11 a.m. The worst and busiest times are going to be between noon and 5 p.m. Here's a look at some of the gas prices you can expect to see. The current average in North Carolina is $2.86. According to Gas Buddy, the current average in Raleigh a little bit higher at $2.90. Both of those still under the national average of $3.04.
A Halifax County woman turned herself in after police say she shot 2 men earlier this week. Tarniqua Scott is being held without bond after reporting to authorities in Halifax County at the magistrate's office there yesterday. Police were searching for Scott after she reportedly shot 2 men in a car Monday night. We're still working to learn what led up to that shooting.
President-elect Donald Trump has announced his pick for U.S. ambassador to Panama. Trump named Miami-Dade County Commissioner Kevin Marino Cabrera as his choice for the post. The nomination comes as Trump recently suggested that the U.S. should take control of the Panama Canal. He proposed that while claiming Panama is, quote, ripping off American ships that pass through the waterway. Panama's president says the independence of his country is not negotiable.
Japan Airlines says it experienced a cyber attack this morning. The airline said that attack began at 7:30 in the morning their time, so that was about 5:30 last night for us. Some domestic and international flights had to be delayed. Ticket sales have now resumed and systems are back to normal. The airline says no customer information was leaked.
Hanukkah is now underway, and there's a celebration happening this weekend here in Raleigh. The Jewish Life Center will host a Hanukkah parade this Sunday, convening with a menorah lighting at Lafayette Village at 3:45 in the afternoon. The first night of Hanukkah overlapped with Christmas this year. At the Shabbat Center of Raleigh yesterday, families lit menorahs while Christians gathered for Christmas services across the city. The unique overlap known as Christmaka highlights the shared values of love, unity, and light.
So when 2 holidays align and coincide, that just means that there's more people celebrating and there's more light in the world.
It was the first time these 2 holidays have overlapped in nearly 20 years. And the first light of Hanukkah shined bright in front of the White House last night. Hundreds gathered to watch the 46th annual National Hanukkah Memorial Lighting Ceremony in D.C. A 30-foot menorah received its first light, marking the first night of the 8-day celebration. The Festival of Lights will be celebrated through January 2nd.
So if you're one of these folks, okay, and Christmas is over and you want to move on with that live Christmas tree recycling already, it does officially begin today in Wake County. Trees dropped off will be turned into mulch to strengthen and beautify park trails across the county. The program runs from today for a month through January 26th, so no rush. There are 8 different drop-off locations. The recycling part of it is free. Be sure to remove all the decorations, though, first, so you don't lose those. The convenience centers are open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can find a location near you by going to wake.gov or by simply searching Happy Trails Christmas Tree Recycling Program.
Fayetteville's annual Grinding of the Greens event has been discontinued. The event was a collaboration between the city, Duke Energy, and the Public Works Commission. PwC says they are exploring new options for the future that will benefit the community. In the meantime, Fayetteville residents should place their Christmas trees just outside on your curb on your scheduled pickup day. And in Durham, you will have to wait until next Thursday to drop off your live tree. You can drop them off at the city's Waste Disposal and Recycling Center. And on Saturday mornings in January, you can also drop them off at any of the parks on your screen if you want to keep them up a bit longer. Those drop-off times run from 7 a.m. until noon. Still ahead, the bird flu is spreading. What veterinarians are blaming for infecting and killing 20 cats at an animal sanctuary.
Plus, neighbors to the rescue, how a community came together to save this dog from a frozen lake, and how they got creative with a drone to lure her off the ice.
And we're looking pretty good here for travel weather today across the entire state. No big issues with rain staying back to our west, but our rain chances do start to go up into parts of our weekend. We're going to time that out on Futurecast and show you a big time warm up coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Welcome back. It is just about 6:14 here on this day after Christmas, where lots of traveling still going to be happening the next couple of days. We are just fine, though, for today into tomorrow across our region. North Carolina, South Carolina, even back toward the Ohio Valley, where we start to run into some possible issues that I want to make you aware of. At least comes in for, I would say, late Saturday night. The majority of the day on Saturday should be fine. Sunday, though, rain is going to be likely, and it looks like about a 90% chance at this point, I would say. And it looks like some of that may have a little bit of thunder and lightning with it, but I don't see any severe weather at this point. Here's Futurecast, though. The rain starts to come in again. Saturday, majority of the day looking pretty good. That rain really starts to pick up in intensity and coverage into Sunday.
Police in Texas are searching for an 8-year-old girl after the car she was in hydroplaned off a highway and into a creek. 6 people were in that car in Sherman, Texas. That's about 70 miles north of Dallas. 4 of them were rescued when first responders found the car downstream. 1 person died. 2 people are still in the hospital. 2 others have since gone home. Police say they were traveling from Oklahoma and heading south.
This morning, investigators are working to figure out what caused a plane to crash in Kazakhstan. This happened early yesterday morning, and authorities say 38 people were on board that Azerbaijan Airlines plane. They all died. 38 of them died. 29 people were pulled survivors from that wreckage. 2 of the survivors are children. All of them were taken to the hospital for treatment. Russia's aviation watchdog says its preliminary information suggested the pilot made the emergency landing after a bird strike. The Kazakh government is working with the airline to investigate further the cause of that crash.
People in Thailand gathered in prayer this morning to mark 20 years since the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. That tsunami struck the day after Christmas, killing around 230,000 people. It was caused by a powerful 9.1 magnitude earthquake that struck the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia.
Russia launched a large missile and drone attack targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure on Christmas Day. Ukrainians had to take shelter in metro stations when a thermal power plant was struck. Ukraine's military says it intercepted more than 100 missiles and drones. The state energy operator applied preemptive power outages for much of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. On X, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, quote, "Putin deliberately chose Christmas for an attack. What could be more inhumane?"
A batch of pet food is being recalled after a cat died from eating the contaminated product contaminated with bird flu. That recall is for Northwest Naturals' 2-pound feline turkey recipe. It's raw frozen pet food. The company says the food tested positive for bird flu, and Oregon agriculture officials say that led to the death of someone's pet cat. It was sold in 12 states, but it was not sold here in North Carolina.
20 big cats are dead after a strain of bird flu spread through an animal sanctuary in Washington. This is the same strain that's causing outbreaks in poultry, dairy cows, even dozens of cases in humans. Veterinarians say the cats could have gotten sick from eating infected meat products. The sanctuary threw away 8,000 pounds of food. The state health department is investigating this outbreak.
Employers may need to prepare for a worker turnover in the new year. A new Gallup report found job satisfaction is at an all-time low for U.S. employees. That report found more people are looking for new jobs, but they aren't quite quitting the job that they already have. Other top concerns for workers in the new year, adopting to AI and issues related to child care.
A dog is safe this morning after treading on some pretty thin ice for nearly a day on a New Jersey lake. That dog ran away and got lost Christmas Eve morning. A woman was watching the pup for her best friend who was away for the holidays. She called a rescue squad for help when she found the dog Brooklyn out there on the lake. Some luck began to come in when neighbors pitched in to help. One neighbor worked with police to strap a chicken cutlet to a drone to get the dog to come back to land.
I know what it means to own a dog, and I can't imagine what the owner was going through. So anything I could do to help. If I was in the same situation, I'd be thankful if someone were helping me like that.
Yeah, the old chicken on the drone trick works every time. As soon as Brooklyn, the dog, their paws hit the land, she took off running again and finally was spotted on a neighbor's porch Christmas morning, and she is now safe. They took her to an emergency vet, got her all checked out, had a small cut on her, but tests came back just fine. She's doing great. How about explaining that as you were the dog sitter to the owner of that pet? All's well that ends well, though, right? Anthony Baglione over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with looking ahead. The warm-up that's on the way, pretty significant.
It is, yeah. I was looking at some of the models here, and they're pretty consistent in showing by the time we get to our even Saturday into Sunday, there's going to be a warm front coming through, and as the name implies, going to bring some warmer weather, and it is noticeable there. So if you're a little bit chilly this morning, if you're not loving the weather we've been having, Saturday, Sunday into Monday going to be noticeable for where we should be this time of the year in the low to mid 50s. Here is where we are waking up, though, this morning. 29 degrees in Southern Pines, 32 in Fayetteville is our wake-up temperature, 29 South Hill. We're at 28 currently in Roxborough. It is cold, so if you're up and at 'em early or sleeping in, just crank the heat up nice and high and you should be okay. We go to 51 this afternoon. It'll come with a good mix of clouds and sun. I would say partly cloudy today. Any dinner plans you're headed out tonight? 40s, 44 degrees there right about 6 o'clock. Quiet as far as rain chances or lack thereof until we get into this weekend. So I'm going to start us off here early Saturday morning where you see some of this moisture back to the west. The majority of our day on Saturday is looking fine. There may be a hit or miss area or two that come in for some rain. We're looking fine for the majority of the day. It is Sunday, I would say. I would stress is the kind of more important travel impact day. This starts to come in. Scattered showers and storms are going to be likely. At this point, I don't see a severe weather for us on Sunday, and the Storm Prediction Center also agrees with that, but if that changes, I will let you know. It just looks like regular old rain with some thunder, with some lightning. I do think that's still a potential, but as far as severe weather, I don't see that. 67 as we look ahead to New Year's Eve, a very warm celebration night for us there. 56 on New Year's Day. Again, I don't see any big impacts as far as rain. Certainly no snow for us during that time period. I do think, though, there are some signs into January. We may start to get at least some much colder weather consistently. We're at 51 today, 50 tomorrow, upper 60s this weekend, starting off 2025 there, guys, at 56 degrees by the time we head into Wednesday of next week.
Boy, hard to believe that we're almost at 70 in December. Heading now to a traffic update for you. Looking out at 540 at Leesville Road. Things look to be running pretty smoothly today. Good news for everyone heading back to work today or heading out for some more holiday time with loved ones. Looking around the triangle too. Roads are green. No reported traffic collisions at the moment. So good news out there on the roads.
And we're at 6:21. Coming up, a taxi hit several people on a busy Manhattan street. We'll tell you what police believe caused that driver to hop a curb and send 3 people to the hospital.
And preparing for the Military Bowl, how ECU and NC State players are having some fun ahead of the big game.
Coming up on Today, it's time to tackle those inevitable gift returns. It is Boxing Day, right? With Christmas behind us, first night of Hanukkah is celebrated. They've got all the best tips to make sure the process is as smooth and hassle-free as possible.
And here's a look at your winning lottery numbers.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
All right, if you're a Beyonce fan, you've probably already been all over this, but Beyonce gave her fans the holiday gift of a live Cowboy Carter performance.
It was pretty unique. Right after she teased something mysterious to look forward to in the new year. So here's a look at what's trending this morning. Beyonce came out on a white horse while singing 16 Carriages. There were many surprise cameos on stage with her, including Post Malone, Shaboozey, her daughter Blue Ivy out there. After the performance, she posted the video showing her on a horse, and then the date, January 14th, 2025, mystery shrouded.
What could it mean? A lot of people, speculating if it's the third act of her Renaissance album. Others are saying maybe it's just her teasing her standalone special coming out on Netflix of her show. We don't know.
Yeah, if you missed it during halftime of that game, it was pretty impressive how she used some of the inner workings of the stadium to come out and ride the horse out and have all the people set up. It was really neat.
Sets the bar pretty high.
It does.
Some other fun news we're following this morning. We're getting the first look at Happy Gilmore 2. It includes the return of some beloved characters and a few new faces.
It's great to see you back, Mr. Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore 2. It comes nearly 3 decades after the original Adam Sandler movie. The film features Bad Bunny, Kid Cudi, Eminem, and Travis Kelce, who you just saw there.
Shooter McGavin. Look, Shooter McGavin's coming back. Yes. Well, in a graveyard. I don't know if he's coming back from the dead. He didn't die in the first one, did he? But, I mean, speaking of that, sadly, there'll be no Bob Barker, obviously, with his passing. But for almost 30 years, this is a cult classic. I'm in.
A lot of fans excited about this one this morning, that's for sure. And we head now to some cuteness to start your day. Keeping the positive vibes rolling, UNC Health shared these photos of their Christmas babies. There are also some proud parents having an extra Merry Christmas. The hospital is wishing all of these families a very happy holiday season filled with health and joy.
Here, just too cute here, starting off our Thursday morning. We're going to see some decent weather here, some nice travel weather as we head through today. 51 this afternoon, warmer temperatures though, including some rain on the way. We will go over that coming up.
And a suspected kidnapper is on the run here in Wake County. How he escaped from police and who you should be on the lookout for.
Well, so a Raleigh police officer shot and killed a dog. The questions that now remain with that dog's owners are left wondering now that their pet is gone.